Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Marketplace with Uche Onochie. Welcome this lovely Monday evening. I hope work was good for all of you. I hope work was good. Welcome. For those of you in Zoom, welcome. I can see you. Those of you on Instagram and Facebook, I can also see you guys. So good evening. Today is an exciting day. It's an exciting, very exciting day for the topic. Based on the topic we're going to be discussing today, mind power, the power of thoughts. The mind is a very powerful thing, and in fact, it's the most powerful thing that God gave to us. When the Bible actually says He has given us all that pertain to life and godliness, He has actually given us all, but because of ignorance, sometimes we don't know the power that we have. We don't know the power within us to make things work and to make things come to pass. I believe that God in His creation didn't make mistake at all. He gave us all that we need to succeed. And the mind is powerful. It's just that we don't know how powerful this mind is, and how, not just how powerful, but how can we use this mind? How can we use this mind now to our benefit? How can we use this mind? These are some of the things that we'll be discussing with. It's just like you have a vehicle, and you don't know how to drive. It becomes an issue. You don't know how to drive. That in itself can be a big challenge, because you can never know the potential of the car, and it can never be to your advantage if you do not know how to drive. So today we will be talking about the mind, the different components of the mind, and how the mind can help us, how the mind can help us to be achieve more. The essence is for us to be able to achieve more. Okay, so let's go in. I would like to say to those of you on Facebook and Instagram, if you want the pictorial aspect of this presentation, you can move over to Zoom. We have more than enough space in Zoom to accommodate you, so that you can see the slides and my presentation. And in case you need to write one or two things down, you can also do that on Zoom and on YouTube. You can do that on Zoom and on YouTube. Okay, so let's proceed with the mind power of thoughts. I've said it. I say it a lot in most of my teachings. I say it a lot. The mind is a huge and a wide topic. I say it a lot, but now that I'm trying to see how I can put it together and give you something, so that you realize that you have a powerful machine inside of you You have something better than a computer inside of you that you can use to your advantage. So, okay, welcome. Let's go in now and see what does mind, what is mind power. Mind power is one of the strongest and most powerful powers anybody can possess. This power, together with your imagination, can create success, it can create failure, it can create happiness, unhappiness, opportunities. It creates opportunities, it creates obstacles depending on your mindset. Your thoughts are the main ingredients of this power. And when you add them to focus and attention, those thoughts become powerful and you can affect your reality. So you see that what the thoughts that pass through your mind are responsible for almost everything that happens in your life. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. From the abundance of the heart of a man, he speaks. So there are certain actions that you take because of what is on your inside. You can see that somebody can be upset with you, not happy with you, and you just say, hello, how are you? Or you just said, hello, pass me this book, and the person will just flip and begin to say things because from his abundance of the heart, people say, and he just slips out, he just comes out. We call it slip of the tongue, because the heart is full. And so the heart says that. And how is the heart full? With thoughts. So he has those thoughts about you. We have thoughts about things. These are also things that you say people are biased. You are biased because of your thoughts. You are biased maybe because of your past experiences that have generated thoughts within you. And those thoughts are the things that affect your actions or inaction concerning any matter. And you see that your thoughts are not all equal. They are not all equal at all. They are what we call stray thoughts. Stray thoughts are the things you think once in a while. And they don't do much for you. Stray thoughts that you think once or twice cannot do much for you. They can't affect anything because your attention is not there, your focus is not there, the emotions are not there. You are not applying faith to it. So those thoughts they just come and pass. They are inconsequential. They don't affect nothing. But predominant thoughts, the ones you repeat often, influence your behavior, your attitude, affect your actions and reactions, and shape your reality. So you can create happiness. You can become a happy person by having happy thoughts. This thing has been tried and tested for centuries. People are happy because of their happy thoughts. And once you can see that you get up in the morning. When you get up in the morning and maybe things didn't go well, you get up, you are late, and because you are late, you are angry, you are screaming and at people, you are rushing out. If you have kids, you are shouting at everybody because you are late. You will realize that by the time you leave that house, you will go and meet traffic jam. Something will happen, you will sleep, you will fall, you will make a mistake because you're already creating an energy, an unhealthy energy around you. I tell people that when you're already late, try not to be late. It's just a simple calculation. Me, I know how long it takes me to take a bath, to do all I do, to take a bath, to shave, to do all I do. So on a Sunday, the strategy the formula for a Sunday is different from a work day. So like on Sunday, I know what to do. I know what is arranged. So I don't go and get up and be in a hurry and be tense about it. You know, if you're going to speak somewhere, maybe you are the pastor, you want to preach, try as much as possible not to create anything, because when you start talking, you can forget a lot of things because you have created that energy, that negative energy around you. So your predominant mind, your predominant thoughts are very, very important. They are extremely important that you watch what repeatedly comes into your mind. Because those things that repeatedly come into your mind will shape your world and your future. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it proceeds the issues of life. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it proceeds the issues of life. That word of scripture didn't lie. Guard your heart. You see, how do you guard your heart? It's the seat of your thoughts. That's where your emotions play. And those thoughts, those emotions, you don't know it, but they begin to shape your behavior. And as it shapes your behavior, it now begins to shape your actions and inaction. You know, so I've seen a lot of people that actually feel that they're very nice people. They'll tell you, I know I'm a nice person. And when they say, people say, nobody will argue with you because we know who you are. If you have a wrong notion of who you think you are. If you want to have friends, be friendly. If you want to be happy, dwell on happy thoughts. If you want to make money, dwell on thoughts of financial freedom. These things are the things that will create your world. Don't be in a hurry. We have a lot to talk tonight. So a lot of things are going to your mind, but just stay with me. I am on a journey. I'm taking you on a journey today, and you're going to see how you can begin to recreate your world. So as your thoughts are, so is your life. Weak thoughts hardly have any effect, but powerful thoughts create and change circumstances around you. Okay, so the mind power is composed of what? Your attention, your mental images, and your thoughts. You don't apportion, you don't focus on things that mean nothing to you. You can see two individuals, they are walking, and you see, wow, a fancy car passes, and you see one person already knows the name of the car, the day it was produced, the year it was produced. They will tell you about leather seat, they will tell you about all manner of things. Look at their phones. You can see their wallpaper, you can see cars and all that, because they focus their attention on cars. And you realize those people change cars more than somebody that does not focus on cars. Because you have to give it attention for it to become real. And when you give it attention, what follows now is mental images. You must have mental images along with your thought. So one is the first one is attention, focus. The other one is mental images, and now the thoughts that go with it. Thoughts are energy. Your thoughts are energy. They leave an impression on your brain. Thoughts leave impression on your brain. And the thoughts that come with some form of pain or very strong emotions, they are ingrained in your heart immediately. They are ingrained in your subconscious. But let me not jump the gun. They are ingrained in your let me just say mental, in the cells of your brain. They are ingrained in your brain. And so that anytime something similar like that is happening, something will just go off. This thing happened the last time. This thing happened the last time. It generates thought. Every experience we have generates some form of thought. You go to a market, you experience something, you have your thoughts and conclusions about that thing. And those are the things that are shaping your world. So be careful what you think, because those things shape your world. Just like the wind, which is invisible but powerful, your minds, so are your mind and your thoughts. You can't see them, they're invisible, but they are very, very powerful. Okay. All right. The power of thought is the creative power. The creative power of man is in his thoughts. The power of thought is a creative power. That is where creativity is giving birth. That is where creativity originates from. So your thoughts have power. Let's see how your thoughts, let's see the power of thoughts and see how your thoughts have power. Change your thoughts, you change your life. If you change your thoughts, you can change your life. Thoughts are like a video that plays on the screen of your mind. Thoughts are like a video that plays on kind of life you live, and you have to play a different video, one that you like very much. When things come into my life that I don't like, I will change it immediately to what I like. And those things do not necessarily have to be like, now if I am broke and the thoughts of, oh, how will I pay school fees, how will I pay this, how will I pay that, I will just start thinking about, I'm in the Bahamas, I am sipping wine, and water is just flowing everywhere. And do you know it? After just 10 minutes, I am very happy. I am broke, but I'm happy. When you begin to dwell on those thoughts, you begin to dwell on the president, you begin to dwell what kind of economy is this, what kind of Nigeria, Africa, are we a cost people? What is wrong with us? You, from one thought like this, you're already generating a lot of negative energy. And you know what? Law of attraction works with the power of the mind. You attract what is predominant in your mind. So your thoughts are very important. Change the game. What you play determines the kind of life. So you need to change. You need to change the things that you want to see. Change that video. Put what you want. There's so many things you want in life. If I'm in a bad mood, I start thinking about speaking in TED. I start thinking about, I just picture myself. If I know about, like when I had TED, I just went to what is it called? I just went to YouTube. I just watched one or two, and I just removed the face of the person that was there, put my face, and I started imagining. I started thinking about, it would be nice to speak in TED. It would be nice to speak at the UN, ambassador for peace or ambassador for entrepreneurship in Africa. I would think of those things. I think of those things. I have a burden for Africa. So when things are going down and not working well, I begin to imagine the things that I can do in Africa. And you see, somebody that is down begins to become motivated. I become motivated, and guess what? That is when the creative juice begins to flow. I take a word of scripture, for instance. I will just write it open. If you come to my study, sometimes you will see a Bible is open, just one verse. I get to a verse that I don't understand. I leave it there. Where am I going? I want to understand it. And every time I'm looking at the verse, I am talking about it. Before you know it, give yourself 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 week, you will get a full teaching, a full revelation on that thing that you are looking for. And you will see the reason why these things are possible. So train and strengthen the power of your mind by giving it what you want, your reality. What is your reality? You know, if you have, what is your reality? Some people think there are people that have fear that their father died early. So maybe there's a chance of them dying early. I told one of them, begin to have mental visions of you and your great-grandchildren, and you are telling them exactly this thing, and you are speaking to your children, your grandchildren, you are speaking to them. Picture that in your mind. What happens that you are recreating your world and you are giving yourself longevity. This has been tested. Your mind power plays an important role in creative visioning and the law of attraction. So you can train and strengthen the power of your mind, use it to make changes in your life, and you can also influence people's minds. That is the good thing about it. Because we already have a natural gift of telepathy. We don't know. It's just that we don't understand how to use it. You can actually project thoughts into somebody else. Some of these things magicians do is because we don't understand it. We say they are magicians. Someone can project thoughts into you, and you will say those things because he has developed his mind to the point that he's thinking, he has faith. There's a man, a very difficult man, that told me to give him to do a job, and he was paid in piecemeal. And I think I can't remember whether it was 400,000 was the last money. And for 2 weeks, I was just saying, you will pay me that money. You will pay me. And because I know him, all the talks, everything he is saying, me, I am countering it in my mind. You will pay me that money. He will say, oh, well, business is not. I know the answer because I know how his head works, his brain works. So I already have it, and I call in his name, he will pay me that money. And by the time I got to his office, he just said one word, I answered it. He said, this man said, in fact, I need to pay you all this money so that you can go. I projected. So you have the ability to be able to project things into the mind of people, into weak minds or weaker minds. You can project things into the mind of people. But I'm not saying it's something you need to pursue. It is something that if somebody is standing in your way, you should be able to picture passing through that. I don't say go and become magician. No, that's not what I'm telling you to go and do now. If you plant seeds, water them. You plant seeds, water them, and give them fertilizer. What happens? It will grow to become healthy and strong plants. The same thing with thoughts. Thoughts are like seed. They have a natural tendency to grow, to get powerful and manifest in your life. If you feed them with your attention, allow them to grow. If you feed them with your attention, then they will grow. Thoughts are like seeds. So where do you put them? What is needed? What is needed is is a seed. I was watching a movie one time, and all these occultist people, and one said a word that stuck to me. He said, "We project spells to people." So when I heard spells, I was interested. He said, "Look, I can destroy a man, a happy man today. I can destroy him." And the interviewer said, how? He said, "I can project the thought of suicide into this man." He said, "Why would you want that? If you offend me, I can prove that if your mind is not strong enough, you begin to have suicide tendencies." He said they can cast spell. That's what it means to cast spell on somebody. And spells, they catch weak minds. So they can project spells into someone, and that person will begin to think suicidal thoughts. They can also project the thought of poverty into someone, and they begin to feel that their father didn't do well, their grandfather didn't do well. Some of these things are because we are allowing thoughts, and thoughts are like seed, and our hearts, our minds are like the soil. And the soil of the heart is very fertile. Anything you put there, it will grow. So if you sow negative seed, negativity will begin to grow from it. Your attention, your interest, and your enthusiasm is what makes them powerful. If you show lack of interest in a certain thought, it will not gain strength. It is the things that you give attention to. Those are the things that make you powerful. Sorry, that make the thoughts powerful. If you are thinking of the opposite sex, it is predominant in your mind. You will find out that you are always having opportunity. If you're a married man, you're always having opportunity for adultery. And a woman, the same thing. Watch what you sow into your heart. There's some things I cannot watch, not because I'm a holy man or anything. There's just some things I cannot watch. There are things I cannot read. I used to like mystical things. I like adventure and mystical things. There is one man, I don't want to call his name, on Facebook, always bringing about ancient. Anytime you talk about ancient things, ancient creation, ancient times, medieval times, I love those type of things. But he's using it, the way he's using it, he's bringing it to an angle that you realize that you are entering into mystical things that you have no business entering into. And those things will generate different thoughts. You don't know it. If you go that route, you will realize that you have taken in some thoughts that you ought not to take in, and if your Christian faith, your religious faith, everything has been shattered. Everything has been shattered because you just allowed yourself to go. You just allowed yourself to go by thinking some certain things. So it is very important what we think. It is very important. The heart is very fertile, extremely fertile. What you give to, and you see the thing with negative thoughts are very sweet. Negative thoughts are very attractive. Negative thoughts are very, you can be daydreaming, because there's a thin line between daydreaming and imagination, constructive imagination. All of them is about thinking, using the mental faculty. So you see, sometimes we use our mental faculty to think things that are non-productive, cannot help us. And those things that are non-productive are the things that we like to think about. You see that for men, for instance, from your teenage age to being a young adult, you just acquire thinking about women all the time. Some people think about it too much, and that becomes your reality. And you'll be wondering, that becomes your reality. A man said to me, a young man said, I don't know, these women will not leave me alone. I said, because you will not leave them alone in your mind. So whatever you think brings that reality to you. So you can change it. I know the thoughts, those type of thoughts, you say, after all, God created man and woman, we need to. If you don't watch those thoughts will begin to grow big, and it becomes a stronghold in your mind, and it creates that world where you cannot come out from. So some people think about fun, good life, enjoyment, more than they think about hard work. What it does is that the opportunity to flange, opportunity to lounge, opportunity to just coast and be a couch potato and do nothing will always come to you. Those thoughts will always come to you. How you can be those things. And at the end of the day, this is what you see. because you don't understand the power of thoughts. Now, let me begin to bring it home. Your thoughts affect your subconscious mind, which in turn influences your action in accordance with your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is powerful. You know, the mind is made up of two parts, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So this is how it works. The conscious mind is like the captain of a ship. It's the one that sees. It's the one that sees and gives direction and navigates towards where he wants the ship to go to. That is the work of the captain. So he stays and he sees. It's the work of the captain to receive everything, to view and to make that assessment. Then the subconscious mind is like the engine room. It's like the chief engineer. He doesn't see. He doesn't need to see. He doesn't know where they are going. All he does is he receives instructions. And if he receives a powerful instruction, he carries it out. It does not have feelings. It doesn't have feelings of good or bad. So your thoughts affect your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, that is where the treasure is. Your subconscious mind, that's where the gold is. Your subconscious mind. See, for those of you that are Christians, look at I think is Romans 7:28. You see that Paul talks about the law of the mind. There's a law of the mind. When he was talking about wretched person who can deliver me from this body of sin. He's talking about that law of the mind. He's talking about your subconscious mind. If you don't understand this, your subconscious mind, you know, we allow all manner of thoughts. First of all, in your conscious state, all manner of thoughts will be coming through your mind. You don't have control over those thoughts. Those thoughts, if you are silent and still, those thoughts will come and go. But when those thoughts come and you begin to dwell on a particular one, what it does is that it sends signal to the subconscious mind that this is important to you. So the conscious mind determines what is important. The conscious mind determines what is important to the subconscious mind. And like I said, the subconscious mind is like the chief engineer. What it does is that it follows instruction. It doesn't know whether it's good or bad. It doesn't know whether the captain is leading us straight to to a rock. We're heading to a rock, or we're heading to wherever. He doesn't care. His own is to make sure he gets there. That is how thought is. Those thoughts in your subconscious mind are tapping into, they are connected to the infinite power, to that infinite power that God has put on earth. And your subconscious mind can connect with it and bring those realities into the life of the
subconscious is what triggers everything.
So if you don't understand how this thing works, the conscious mind will be sending negative thoughts, negative impressions to your subconscious mind. This is why Paul said, "Oh, wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of sin?" Because he cannot control it. You wake up in the morning, you want to do this. Before the end of the day, you do another thing. It's because there is constant war. When they say there's constant war between the flesh and the spirit, this is the constant war, because your conscious mind can only be fed through your five senses. Sight, touch, all that, your five senses. Your conscious mind determines which is good, which is bad. So your conscious mind is the gatekeeper that should feed positive things to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind doesn't sleep. The subconscious mind has the creative ability. It is that one that connects with God, or connects with the wisdom God has put on earth for us, which is called the infinite power. So that connecting with that, your subconscious mind has direct access that with that universal mind that can bring things for you Everybody that is a creator, everybody that has done great things in this life, as if achieved great things, understand this concept of conscious and subconscious. Especially in your athletes who understand conscious and subconscious, you have to feed your subconscious mind what you want to see. And it has to do with your thought. So when the subconscious mind is fed with the right kind of things, what happens is that your life begins to change, turn around. Your thoughts can also pass to your mind and affect other people. I think I've explained that. When you focus on your dreams and goals, you will attract into your life people and things that will help you achieve it. That is what the subconscious mind does. Who are in position to help you to achieve your dream. Okay, where is this? All right, I was talking, when you focus on your dreams and goals, it attracts into your life, you attract into your life people who are in a position to help you with achieving your dreams. Powerful thoughts affect people and can affect other people's life. So be careful what you think. Let me just talk about these goals and dreams, because all of us have goals and aspirations in life. When you think hard enough, you see, one thing is to think, another thing is to give focus, attention to that thing that you're thinking. And when you give focus, attention, and apply faith to that thing that you're thinking, it becomes an impression in your subconscious mind. And when it becomes an impression in your subconscious mind that is accepted by your subconscious mind, it goes into play to bring that thing to pass in your life. It doesn't matter. It's not for you to determine how these things work. The universe is already going to help you. God has already put things in place that are going to help you to achieve those things. It might sound strange and unbelievable to you, but this is the secret of great men. This is the secret of greatness. Let me give you a story I just read. I think it's in a book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, by Joseph Murphy. If you're hearing me, perhaps you should get that book, Joseph Murphy, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. There's a story that was well broadcasted, shared in I think in the UK, about a man that he had a daughter that was sick, that had some form of sickness that has to be managed. And this man kept saying and kept repeating for a period of 2 years, and kept repeating and saying that he can give his arm, one of his arms, he can give, whether it's his left arm or right arm, can't remember, can give his arm for his daughter to be well. He kept on saying it. He kept on saying it. He kept on saying it until it became a reality. And 2 years after, they had an accident. He had an accident. And in that accident, one of his arms was cut off immediately. And as soon as that hand was cut off, this child recovered immediately. All those symptoms, everything left that child. That is how powerful this thing can be. That is how powerful it can be when you are thinking. So it's important that you put the right things in your mind.
Be your girlfriend.
And how do you put these right things in your mind? By what is called auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is what impresses it in your subconscious, repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again. In that same book, a 75-year-old woman learned about the power of auto-suggestion, and she started repeating that she wants, 75 years old, that she wants a husband, and she wants a husband, a good husband, blah, 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 the things she mentioned. 2 weeks after, she was introduced to a man close to her age, and she got married. 2 weeks after, like a few months, they got married because of auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is the fastest way to imprint this thing in your subconscious mind. And once the thing is that people are not patient enough to transfer from their conscious to their subconscious mind. Anything that the subconscious mind receives by faith, by your strong emotions, by faith, becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind. And once you can do that, leave the rest, it will create that opportunity for you to achieve that thing that you want to achieve. That is one. You see that when you lose a loved one, you see a lot of people, when they lose a loved one, they become more creative. It's either they become more creative or they become useless completely. It's like that kind of pain that gives some people when you are jilted, when your spouse leaves you, it can either demoralize you or it can spur you on to become a better person. Those thoughts that you are thinking about that time, at the time of pain, and at that time of pain, they are instantly ingrained into your subconscious mind. And those things, if they be positive, will begin to bring positive things to you. If they be negative, will begin to bring negative things to you. That's how it works. So you don't have to accept all this, but I won't tell you it is tried and tested. But if you analyze the kind of the thoughts you think and the kind of life you're living, you will discover interesting things begin to happen to you. So there's a correlation between one's thought and one's life condition. And I talked about your manifestation of the universal mind. The power of your mind is the part of the creative power of the universe. I think I've explained this, so let me move on. When does this power manifest? This power manifests by repeating the same thoughts over and over again. Thinking about the same thing. I've learned to teach myself to think in pictures. That is images. Images, they are important to create your world. Images are important because you imprint them in your subconscious mind. So images are important, thoughts are important, then repetition, confession of those thoughts, repetition is important. This is what helps you to ingrain it into your subconscious mind. And once it's in your subconscious mind, leave it, proceed to other things, because it will surely bring that reality to you. So it's important that you make sure that the things that are uppermost in your mind, the things that are uppermost in your mind are the things that will create your own reality. The things that are uppermost in your mind are the things that will create the new reality that you see. So how to use the power of thought? Use your imagination to visualize a perfect scene of whatever you want. I've told you how to visualize things. Think in pictures, in images. Put a lot of detail, color, sound. You know, if you want to, if I want to build a house, I want a car, whatever you want, put the picture. Look for a picture on the internet. Print that picture and keep it where you pray, where you meditate, and just be thinking. That picture will begin to be ingrained in your spirit and be ingrained in your mind, and begin to think as if turn it into a movie. Begin to think that this is where you want. Begin to see yourself moving in that house. Begin to see yourself driving that car. It will become so real inside of you. Do you know why it's important? Your subconscious mind will accept these mental scenes as real experiences. You know why? It cannot distinguish between real and imaginary experiences. Your subconscious mind doesn't know what is real or what is fake or what is make-believe. Like I said, it cannot see like the conscious mind. The conscious mind can receive from the five senses. But the subconscious mind cannot receive, it cannot see. It just works it. So anything that is real to you, you know how these horror movies are real? You see that you are afraid, but it's make-believe. And this make-believe affects you watching it in the comfort of your home. The same thing with the subconscious mind. Everything you present to it is real. It doesn't know fake. So if you present negative things, you are thinking about robbery, the subconscious mind will help you to become the best armed robber. If you're thinking of bad things, it will help you to become the best criminal. Because it cannot differentiate. It doesn't know black or white. It doesn't know good or bad. Whatever you imprint into it is what it takes and runs with it. This is where responsibility comes in to the things we dwell on. So no matter how painful certain things are, do not dwell on them. Do not dwell on them. Because if you dwell on them, when you dwell on them, what happens is that they become your reality. It will therefore make changes in your life and attract opportunities to you. When the subconscious is watching that movie, whatever you give to it, it will begin to attract. It will begin to bring opportunities, and those thoughts will attract opportunities to you and make your reality match the images in your subconscious mind. This is how it works. So you are acting movie. So you become a producer and a director of your movie, what you want your life to be. This is where you dwell. No, don't dwell on the things that you don't like. Because if you dwell on the things you don't like, you get more of the things you don't like. That's what people, the mistake people always make. So how can I be daydreaming? Things are not working out. How can I be daydreaming and thinking of Bahamas when ends are not meeting? When you're thinking about lack and thinking about how the money is not adding up, you are generating a lot. What you are generating is negative energy that will not allow you to become productive. That creative mind will no longer be activated. So some people like to wallow in self-pity. Nobody likes me. Nigerian economy is bad. This is bad. They are real. If you make them real, then they become your reality, and they continue to bring those negative things to you. So choose what you want. Choose your company. Have an image of what the kind of life you want. Look for somebody that is living the kind of life you're living, and begin to have that image. Draw your own house. Is that your dream house? Live in it. Your car, your marriage, your spouse. Live in that. That is what you dwell. And guess what? It begins to attract opportunity, not just opportunity.
The house
it
where
will grant you
my wife,
that creative. That is where that creative mind comes. That's where creativity comes. That's where opportunity. And you know what? Men and things will begin to align in your favor to bring that image you have imprinted in your subconscious to come to pass.
This house gives us.
That is how it works. That is the secret of greatness. Since when I was in my 20s, mid-20s to late 20s, I wonder. They say Alexandra the Great conquered the known world before 30. 28, he has conquered the known world. What kind of mind is that? I think about Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. I think about how could they have done such a great thing? Are they not normal human beings? Are they not? God created all men equal. But where men differ, where that inequality comes is in their mind. A slave is a slave because of his mind. A man is poor because of his mind. You accepted it. And as you accepted poverty, your subconscious mind accepted it and gives you the reality of poverty. But if you choose not to, men and material and things to begin to work in your favor. You can't determine that. It's not in your power, because that infinite power that God has released in earth, on the earth, helps people that can connect with it. And that a bit of that infinite power is in your resident in your subconscious mind. And when they are in sync, when they are aligned, you receive the power. You receive people. Ask every successful person. You will hear story. He met a man. He went to a conference. Some people came into his life. Somebody just helped him. Help. How? Where did they come from? Are you luckier than the other person? No, you have generated your own luck. From your mind, you have generated your own luck. Men and things will begin to move in. And that is what we call in our faith. That's what we call faith in our religions. It begins to bring those things to pass. And you see that your life will begin to change. Opportunities to do those things you have been thinking will begin to come. Then it's left for you now if you don't utilize those opportunities. Actions, situations, and objects that you visualize frequently eventually manifest on the material plane of your natural. If you let me talk about pornography, because a lot of young men are caught in that. What it does, pornography, what it does is that you are constantly having images, those type of sexual immorality, those type of images. If you allow it and dwell in it too much, you get to a certain extent, that thing takes over. It starts with masturbation, then it leads to other things. Masturbation, it leads to you no longer being real. So when you marry, the people that don't walk away from masturbation, you realize that you are in a different world in your mind. You cannot connect to the physical world with your spouse, and you see that there's a disconnect. And that in itself can lead to infidelity, because you are living in the mind and this person is living here. So there's a problem. And from there, once you expose yourself to those type of unclean thoughts and unclean spirits begin to enter into you. It starts from a joke of dwelling on something. That's where we get pedophiles. Because you reach a stage that these unclean thoughts are the things that are ruling your mind. And what they do is that they clog your mind. They clog your mind. You cannot be productive in the positive way. You are productive in the lustful way. And so, you see, the thing that you give life to continues to grow. And you begin to be in that lustful nature. You begin to have weird ideas, because you see, it grows. It grows. It keeps growing until a time you can't control it. That's how it works. And it just started from one simple thought. It just started from having an image. It just started simple thoughts. And this is how it's growing. You begin to expand in that thing. Your mind becomes unclean. You cannot think of any other thing good. It's the same way you are thinking of, duping people. It's small. You see bullies in secondary school. You're thinking about bullying. It becomes easy. You grow those thoughts of, if I get to school now, you begin to watch those rich boys. How can I dispossess them of their property, of their lunch, of their this thing. That's where it starts. And before you see that, those bullies will graduate to become armed robbers. If care is not, because you are now dwelling on easy pickings, and you're not dwelling on how to receive things on easy way. And what happens to you is that the mind gives you opportunities. That subconscious mind gives you opportunity to continue to dwell in that negativity until you think, when you dwell on something for too long, that thing becomes your reality. You don't know the truth. The subconscious mind doesn't know the truth. It doesn't know good or bad. Anything you give to it is good as far as it's concerned. And guess what? The subconscious mind continues to. See, when you begin to think positive things, when you have a brainwave and something, that's why for me, I like visioning session. I like to sit my people and I like to talk. When you are talking, it is igniting that. It is igniting that creativity inside of you. That's how it works. So when you have developed yourself and you are thinking about positive and constructive things, it fuels that thing so that you become a better analyst. You become a better creative person. Your mind is working with positive thoughts. But if you allow it in the lustful thoughts, if you allow it in how to easily receive, you will realize that if care is not taken, you are ending up to become a sexual molester, you become a serial killer, you become someone that is prone to suicide. Those are thoughts, and they keep going. How can somebody publish 100 ways to commit suicide? What kind of thought is that? Why don't you kill yourself? Why are you giving people options of how to kill themselves? The mind becomes the base. The Bible says that God leaves you to a reprobate mind that can never accept anything good. But we're talking about a constructive mind. That constructive mind is what it becomes better. And guess what? It grows because the soil of your heart is very fertile. Give it negative, it gives you negative back. Good measure, press down. It gives you well in abundance. And when you put constructive things, you realize that it also begins to give you dimension. This is where they say, man, that guy is a thought leader. That guy is smart. That guy's head is bringing out smoke and fire. It's because he has trained himself to stay on the positive things. This is where greatness comes from. This manifestation doesn't happen overnight. It needs time. It depends on how ambitious, how earnest you are to get what you're thinking about, and how much time and attention you put into it. You can use this process to change negative habits into building new ones. You can use it, you can change your habit. What is it that you like that is being habit of surfing the internet or social media? I have to teach myself that there has to be a certain, anytime I carry my phone, it's not 12. I just tell myself, I've not done anything constructive. Why do I want to socialize? So for me, I can't socialize before 12. When even socialize is just to look at things. So because I don't even handle my social media handles. It's not what I want to see, because once you carry Facebook, you don't know, your hand will just be going like this, as if there's one thing they put there that will be controlling your mind. I try as much as possible to walk away from things that can control me. I watch what I watch on television, on radio, what I read. those things, they lure you to start a journey that you don't know where you end up. And those things, they affect you. I don't want anything that will affect my mind. My mind is my greatest asset.
I said, what?
I can only do things. I want things that will help it. I want things that will help it develop, not things that will help it degenerate into something else. So you use this for negative habits. You can use it to attract money and possessions, for promotion at work, building a business, improving your health, relationship, and anything you don't like. So pay attention to the thoughts you think. Do your best to reject negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are sweet, especially self-pity, anger. Negative thoughts, especially when somebody does something to you, you want to dwell on it. Negative thoughts are easy to grab. Anything that is easy to get, usually they are the ones that are bad. Because good things, look at children. Who teaches them good things? They just is the bad ones they learn on their own. They don't learn good things naturally. There is the bad ones, so you need to change them. So this life is you must learn to teach yourself, especially things that waste your time, literature that waste your time. I fight that every day, not to waste my time to read things that I would normally love to read, or to watch movies I would normally love to. You see, I equate it with work. I have Netflix, but I come to the office and I have 3 things I need to do. So it's either for me to now watch that Netflix, I need to finish these 3 things before I go there. If I don't, sometimes if I don't finish in 2 weeks, I don't go there. Because I've disciplined myself not to do those. So I deprive myself. What have I worked? I've not achieved anything. Why do I need to do this? So teach yourself those habits that are good for you.
No.
Keep away from conversations that can drag you to a point that you don't like. Allow your mind those thoughts that make you happy. Be happy. Be happy. Especially like I had a thought. There's a thought that comes. Especially, I don't want to. There's a thought that comes to me. In managing people and things, and there's a way you can. There's an excess. We hold on to things in terms of relationships, and you can just have this fear about some certain things. Let me just say fears, not relations. Let me use fear. You have a fear about certain things. And there's this fear that creeps in. What I don't like is fear. Fear cripples you. Fear cripples you. The day you deal with fear, the day you have become free in life. So when you are afraid, the only way to face fear is to confront it. And you cancel fear with faith. So recently, I used to have this thing that comes to me, and it came to me, I think 2 or 3 days ago, in form of fear. I said, let it happen. What's the end? And I realized that normally, when that fear comes, I dwell on it. And when you dwell on fear, you want to overcompromise on some things because you are afraid. But when it comes, life goes on. Worst things have happened. People, human race will continue to move. And that thing just left me. I said, wow, it just left me. It could be something that can dwell on hours. But the thing just left because I've not given it oxygen. Negative thoughts and negative habits stay because you continue to give them oxygen. You continue to focus on them. I know fire will keep burning if there's oxygen that is igniting it and adding to the fire. So when a particular thought of fear, a particular thought of negative, just forget about it. If you can't, okay, talk to it. Let the worst thing, let it happen. You realize that you have taken away the sting from that thing, and it can't affect you anymore. It can't affect you anymore. So your thoughts can bring you reality. Focus on your dreams and goals. Feed them with the right attention. Give them the preeminence they deserve in your life, and they will become real. Your thoughts and your imagination determine whether you fail or achieve success in life. They determine the events you attract into your life. Your thoughts determine the influence you attract into your life. There are certain people I attract into my life. Certain people I told, should I say this? I told, yeah, let me say it, because men and women are different. I was discussing with my wife, and she said, oh, okay, that's her friends.
Yeah,
so she said she has friends. No. I said, do you make friends based on value? She said, no, make friends. No, that her friends is not based on value. And we talked about it. I said, I don't think I can have friends that is not adding anything to my life. Who is a friend you can't sit down. First of all, I can't have a friend that is not better than me in one way or the other. I can't have a friend that is, there must be a proof of that friendship. Why will I go and have friends for sake of it make me feel good at this age? For what? You must have friends that are taking you to the promised land. They are going to contribute to where you are going. And she didn't understand it, because women make friends for the sake of friends. So it means that the kind of things I want in a friend has already limited the kind of people that can be my friends. They've already limited the kind of people, because this is what I'm looking for. Anybody that comes to me meet a certain standard. They all are a certain standard, because I am looking for a certain class of people. Whether you're working for me or whether you're around me or whether you do, there must be a certain way you think. I like to see how people think. I'm always asking questions to see how your brain works. And if I see that your brain doesn't work in a particular way, it's difficult for you to be around me. This is what, because my reality, I need to determine my reality who is in my space.
I called you before.
And I always attract a certain class of people, because I want those type of people. They are the ones I think about. A woman said to me that, why is she always attracting a certain kind of men, that are abusive? She doesn't know why. I said, because that is what you think about. Who is your role model? Your role model was your father, who was abusive to your mother. He said, can somebody love the father? I said, you love, but you're idolizing him the way he said he likes strong men. So his father was a strong man. But those being that strong man and visualizing those type of, it comes with downside. The strong men in my father's time are not strong men now. Their women are not as empowered as women now. When you are strong now in this generation, you strong for yourself. Oh. You will die of loneliness. The women are empowered. They can pack their load and go anytime. So that was her role model of men that are strong. Have you ever had this kind of crazy thing? I've had a relative say he likes then he was boyfriend to slap her once in a while. What I say women, they want some kind of things that you cannot comprehend. So now, when you have now moved on and matured, you realize that you are attracting those kind of. So I told her that what is the kind of man you want? Then we started looking, give me the picture, give me the physique, give me the kind of man. And I developed a small, what will I call it now? Affirmation kind of that she will read every morning and every night. So this is what she wants. She started reading it. It was not up to a month. That kind of person is in her life. Occasionally she will send me text. Can you imagine my husband washed my clothes today? Can you imagine my husband cleaned my shoe today? And this husband is a GM in an oil company. He's a strong man, but he's not in that area. He's a man. He said, "Do you know my husband opens door for me? Do you know my husband?" And the man, he doesn't take anything from the man. It's who he is. He's wealthy, he's okay, but he takes care of his woman. Because it doesn't. This is what you want. Have an express image of what you want. And I told her, put it as a video in your head. This is what you want. And she got it. And she's living the life now. So all those abusive men, because she was attracting them, she did not know. So do a inventory of the things in your life, good and bad. The bad that you leave is left for you. You can change them one by one. Today, draw a list of all the bad habits, the things you want to change, your reality. Then do a short video. Do a short video of each of those habits. Do a short video. And anytime you are the mind, don't allow your mind to be idle. Don't allow your mind to be idle. I don't. Even if I want to take a short nap, I play Bible. I put the Bible on. Don't allow your mind to be idle. When I'm tired, I want to sleep. I pick one picture that I have, one home video I've done about where I want to go. So I'm playing it. You can see that I'm sleeping and I'm talking. I am talking in 4 nations. I'm talking in 4 nations in 2 days with my private jet. I am talking, let me talk on leadership here. Let me talk on entrepreneurship there. That is the picture I'm sleeping with. Not the picture of the money is not adding up. Create your world. So it will not be. I think of Marketplace Apostle going to all the nations of Africa. I'm thinking about it. And people are contacting me, speaking here, speaking. One person, somebody just told me, you need to speak. There's somebody that is going to call you from so and so country. Speak to them. Do I know them? This is somebody I've known for a long time. He just told me somebody is going to call you. Somebody called me from India. Somebody reached out. It is the picture I play every night. And you can say I'm crazy. You can say I'm daydreaming. I'm not daydreaming. I am acting out what I want, and I'm seeing it in my life. The same thing you can use for your health. You can actually heal yourself by the power of the mind. A man had an accident that he actually fell off a plane, cracked all his bones. But every day he kept picturing himself walking out of that hospital. I watched in a documentary. Every day they said he will not walk again. But 6 months after, that man walked out of that hospital. He said he walked out with his 2 legs. That is what the power of the mind can do. Because the subconscious mind doesn't know which one that is real and which one that is not real. That is the power of the mind. God has given us all that pertains to life and godliness. He has given us all the power that we need. This is what it means that he created us in his own image and likeness. This is divine power that we have. It's just that we don't understand it. We have divine power within us to transform our lives. Genesis 1:26 is talking about we are created in his own image. And God has put that infinite power here on earth. And he has put a bit of that in our subconscious mind that we can relate with that and we create your world. So what I tell you people today is that you can create and build your own world. Change the things that you don't want to see. One by one, change the things that you don't want to see. And add the things that you want to see. Change the characters. Take your weakness, weakness, and change your weakness to strength. I tell you the story of my going to become a public speaker. you will laugh. The first time I spoke, my wife was speaking in tongues and praying for me to be able to last. Me that talk every day without thinking. It was not so. It was not so. The picture I have in my mind is the picture of what is happening. It's not so. There's so much we can learn about ourselves and the power that we have within ourselves to become who we are. I have seen a transformation. What I am today is not what I was. So you can be born in a certain way. You can recreate and change your world. I would say I'm like 60% or close to 70% change because I came from a place that I can't do what I'm doing today because the way God created me. But God created some of us shy, created some of us introvert, but he gave us the power to become what we want. So Paul said, I'm all things to all men. I can be all things because you have the power to change. They've transformed people that are shy to become extroverts, that are talkative. You can transform somebody that doesn't talk to become a talkative by what they think, opportunities for them to be what they are. A speaker I read about a motivational speaker that couldn't talk, but he kept watching and thinking about talking to large crowds of 100,000. This guy even had speech defect and he just couldn't talk. 2 months after creating that video, playing it in his head, he went somewhere. And as he got in somewhere, I can't remember the full story, and they said they are giving scholarship, that a speech institute is coming into the country, and they want to give 10 people opportunity to transform them. And as he just walked in, the person went to say, this is one, he needs to talk well. And he got scholarship to learn something that people pay $100,000 abroad to do. He got it on a platter. Now he's speaking to the world. Because he had that picture, that opportunity came. That's what I'm saying. If you reason it too much, you will not be able to make it. It's not for you to know how it's going to come to play. It's not for you to know how it will span out, but it's for you to change it in your mind, engrave it in your subconscious mind, and that opportunity to come will come. Have you asked yourself, some things happen to you that you don't know how it happened? Some things happen to you, you don't know. You just went somewhere, something happened to you. Somebody just told you about a conference. You go to the conference, your life is changed. You know, those opportunities come not being determined by you. What makes you feel that you have control of the things that can change your life? You know, man, our biggest problem, we want to be in control, both the seen and unseen. But that can't happen. We can't be in control. We can't be in control. So your subconscious mind is like that chief engineer that chief engineer in a ship. He doesn't see. He just takes the master's, the captain's orders. Your conscious mind is the captain. Make sure that you keep away negative thoughts. Feed positive thoughts to the engine room, and it will bring it to pass. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to see you on the other side. We have all it takes for us to be great. I don't know how long yours might be. Some people a day, 2 weeks, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years. I don't know how yours, depending on what you want. But I know that if you list them out, some will happen in a day, 2 weeks, 1 year, 1 week. It does not matter. I don't know how, but surely keep at it. It will surely come, because greatness is, God has put the seed of greatness in all of us. Remember, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Okay, I've come to the end of today's presentation. If you have questions on this, you can ask me on Wednesday, 4 p.m. You can put the questions on my DM and I will answer you concerning this topic. But if it's not on this topic, you can ask me any question on business, career, leadership, personal finance, marriage, and relationships, both corporate and personal. And I will come on Wednesday to answer you. It's Wednesday by 4 for just 1 hour. I will answer that question If you know someone that wants to ask questions, please share the advert you receive. If you also know someone that would like this type of presentations, please share it to them. I am still going to do something close to this next week because I really want us to understand this concept of the mind and the power of the mind. So please invite people. It's next week is even going to be more explosive than this one because our mind, we need to change the mindset of the people. So I look forward to seeing you. Take care and have a good night rest.
Thank you very much. God bless you, sir.